Welcome back to Stone to Moon. Today we are digging into the bedrock of one of the world's most misunderstood civilizations, the ancient Philippines. Now, I know what many of you are thinking. You hear Philippines, and you think of the country that was colonized by Spain for 3 centuries. And while that is true, there is a massive chapter of the story that was deliberately ripped out of your history books. Hey, history buffs, before we unlock these secrets, I have a quick request. If you want to support this channel and help us uncover more lost history, please destroy that like button. Let's aim for 500 likes on this video, and make sure you are subscribed because you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's travel back before the year 1521. Long before a single European boot touched these white sands, the Philippines was already a land of sophisticated kingdoms. It was home to master navigators who could read the stars to cross vast oceans, warriors so lethal that they would eventually terrify the Spanish infantry, and wealthy merchants who traded with the empires of China, India, and Arabia as equals. This was not some primitive jungle waiting to be civilized by the West. This was a complex, thriving society with its own systems of writing, intricate laws, and stunning cultural achievements. Yet, most of the world, and tragically many Filipinos themselves, know almost nothing about this era. Why? Because 333 years of colonial rule were spent systematically erasing it. But today we start the work of bringing it back. Let's set the scene. The Philippines is a massive archipelago of over 7,000 islands sitting at the absolute heart of Southeast Asia. Geographically, it is the ultimate crossroads. To the north lies China, to the south the Spice Islands, and to the west mainland Asia. Whoever held these islands held the keys to the flow of wealth, goods, and ideas across the entire continent. And the ancient Filipinos didn't just inhabit these islands, they were the masters of the seas surrounding them. By the 10th century, specifically the year 900 AD, the Philippines was already a network of established kingdoms trading directly with the Tang dynasty of China, the Srivijaya Empire of Indonesia, and the kingdoms of India. Archaeologists have uncovered physical proof including Chinese porcelain, intricate Indian gold jewelry, and Middle Eastern glass buried in Philippine soil. These weren't charity gifts bestowed upon a lesser people. These were luxury goods bought and sold by Filipino merchant fleets who operated on the international stage. Then, in 1989, a discovery was made that rewrote the timeline. A dredger in a river pulled up a dirty piece of metal that turned out to be the Laguna copperplate inscription. Dated exactly to 900 AD, this artifact is covered in writing using Old Malay and Sanskrit. It details a complex legal clearing of a debt, mentioning specific rulers, a precise calendar system, and standard legal protocols. This one object proved, without a doubt, that Filipinos possessed literacy, advanced mathematics, and a functioning judicial system a full 600 years before Magellan ever arrived. But here is where the structure gets fascinating. The ancient Philippines wasn't ruled by one single king on a throne. It was a network of independent city-states known as barangays. Some were small communities, while others were massive power centers like the Kingdom of Tondo near modern Manila, which housed thousands of people. The heavy hitters included Tondo in Luzon, which was a giant hub of international trade, the Rajanate of Cebu in the Visayas, which was the force that would later face down Ferdinand Magellan, the Quedachuan of Madja, as which was a confederation in the Visayas, and in Mindanao the powerful sultanates of Sulu and Maguindanao, which adopted Islam in the 1400s and became naval superpowers. Each of these states had unique cultures and laws, but they shared key traits including incredible sailing technology, a warrior culture, and a decentralized political system. This decentralization was actually their greatest defense. When Spain invaded, they couldn't just capture a capital city to win the war. They had to conquer hundreds of independent chiefs, one by one. This is why it took Spain decades to gain control, and why the Muslim South remained effectively independent for 350 years, right up until the Americans arrived in 1898. Now, Let's talk about the people. The ancestors of modern Filipinos were not just fighters, they were innovators. They were master goldsmiths, and their techniques were so advanced that colonial records show Spanish jewelers were jealous of Filipino craftsmanship. They wove textiles so delicate they were exported as luxury items to foreign courts. They were naval engineers who built ships called balangays, massive vessels constructed without a single metal nail, using only wooden pegs and fiber designed to flex with the ocean waves. They were agricultural geniuses who carved the Bano rice terraces into the sides of mountains, an engineering miracle that still feeds people 2,000 years later. They even developed herbal treatments that even Spanish doctors admitted were often superior to European medicine of the time. Perhaps most shocking to the Europeans was the social structure. In a time when European women were second-class citizens, pre-colonial Filipino women were powerful. They could own land, run businesses, and divorce their husbands. The spiritual leaders, the Magellan, were often women who served as healers and advisors to kings. When the Spanish friars arrived, they were horrified by this equality. Tragically, civilization under Spain meant stripping women of these ancient rights. By the 14th and 15th centuries, this civilization was hitting its peak, a true golden age. The kingdoms were wealthy, the ports were overflowing with gold and pearls, and Filipino merchants were sailing as far as Java and Malacca. The archipelago was known across Asia as a land of fearsome warriors and skilled artisans. It was vibrant, connected, and independent. But in 1565, the darkness fell. When Miguel Eloy Pez de Legazpi established the first permanent Spanish settlement, it wasn't just a military conquest, it was a war on memory. They burned the bamboo scrolls containing the native script Baybayin. They hunted the Babayans, branding them as witches and executing them. They outlawed the old gods and forced conversion to Christianity. They replaced the Datus with Spanish governors. Most damaging of all, they rewrote history. They taught generations of children that their ancestors were savages who needed saving. Within 2 generations, literacy in the native script vanished. Oral histories died out. For 333 years, the lie was repeated until it became the truth. It was one of the most successful cultural erasures in human history. But here is the good news. The truth is resilient. Over the last few decades, a new wave of historians and archaeologists has begun to piece the puzzle back together. Through dug-up artifacts, surviving oral traditions, and even Chinese historical records, we are seeing the real picture emerge. It is a picture of a civilization far more advanced than we were ever told. And the people are reclaiming it. Baybayin script is appearing in art and schools again. Traditional tattooing is seeing a revival. The story is changing from one of shame to one of pride. And that brings us to the mission of this video. This is day 1 of a special 30-day series here on Stone to Moon. Over the next month, we are going to explore every single inch of this lost world. We will analyze their weapons of war. We will meet heroes like Lapu-Lapu. We will decode their mythology, and we will reveal the secrets of their daily lives. This is not just Filipino history, this is human history. It is a story of resilience and brilliance that refused to die. If you are ready to take this journey with me, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button to help the algorithm spread this lost history to the world. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.